Hey everybody, it's Aaron Gallagher from the Authentic Christian Podcast, and we're here in this video. Me, Scott, and Tucker are each doing our own video, releasing 9 of the topics for next season. We're going to have 27 episodes, and so we're each going to release 9 of those topics. And so the 9 that I'm announcing, the first one I'm announcing is original sin and total depravity, all right? So the idea, are babies born innocent, or are they born with like inherited sin, totally depraved, as certain doctrines like Calvinism teach? So we're going to discuss that in one of our episodes. We're going to have a 3-episode series on books of the Bible. We're going to be talking about the book of Romans. What is the book of Romans about? Remember, Romans through Revelation are written to Christians. So we're going to talk about why the epistle or letter to the Romans was written. It deals with the idea of justification by faith, the gospel system of faith. We're going to do that in one episode. We're going to talk about Ephesians, okay? Ephesians is a book that is a beautiful book. It talks about the importance of the church, has many other great messages, and the manifold wisdom of God. So we're going to talk about that book on another episode of the show. We're going to talk about the book of Revelation. Ooh, everybody's afraid of the book of Revelation, but we're going to talk about how once you know the Old Testament, once you know some of the apocalyptic books like Daniel, like Ezekiel, once you know some of the concepts like Egypt and Babylon being oppressors, how a lot of that Old Testament language is used in Revelation, and it'll kind of help decode Revelation. It'll make it a lot less scary and a lot easier to understand. And we'll look at the time statements in the book about how Revelation chapter 1 and chapter 22, 6 and 10 say the things that were happening were to shortly come to pass. So we're going to talk about that in one episode. We're going to talk about world religions like Islam, like Buddhism. Where did they come from? And why should you choose Christianity over those other world religions? It's a big question, right? If there's all these different world religions, which one do you choose? We're going to say in that episode why you should choose Christianity, what makes it different. We're going to talk about Mormonism. I have a lot of people that I've met, very nice people who are Mormons, but there's a lot of questions outsiders have about, okay, when did that religion start? What do Mormons say as far as when it originated? Was it from God or from man? We're going to talk about what the Bible says about that. We're going to talk about what they teach. And if we have time, we may talk about Seventh-day Adventists and Jehovah's Witnesses and some of their beliefs too. So those are 3 that we're going to try to cover. It's going to be a focus on Mormonism. We're also going to do one on modern-day idolatry. The Bible says that covetousness is idolatry. And so in that episode, we're going to talk about Christian living, about what kind of entertainment a Christian should indulge in. What kind of music should you listen to? If you're claiming to be a Christian, should you listen to like really raunchy, dirty lyric music? The answer is obviously no. But we're going to talk more about that in that episode. We're going to talk about what idolatry is, maybe even talk about idolatry in the Old Testament, the warnings about it in the New Testament, and things that you might put before God that might not be a golden statue you bow down to, but might be things that are actually idols in your life. We're going to talk about how does Bible translation work. The Old Testament is in Hebrew, a few sections are in Aramaic, and the New Testament is in Koine Greek, which means common Greek. So we're going to talk about how did we go from those manuscripts in Greek, Hebrew, and Aramaic to getting into English. We'll probably talk about a lot of the major translations that are out there today, which ones are good, which ones aren't, the different types of, whether it's dynamic equivalence, etc., different translation approaches. So we'll talk about that in one episode. And lastly, we're going to talk about my favorite, dinosaurs. So, Jurassic Park, you make a dinosaur movie, you make $1 million. We're going to talk about the word dinosaur, and does the Bible talk about dinosaurs? The answer is it does in Job chapter 40 and verse 41, but they're not called dinosaurs because the word dinosaur was invented in like the 1840s, and Bible was obviously translated into English before that. So those are the 9 topics that I'm announcing. Tucker and Scott will have more after this. Remember, if you see one of these topics and you think that sounds cool, but have a question specific to it, send us an email at AuthenticChristianPodcast@gmail.com, and we'll try if we can to get your question answered. We can't guarantee it. We only have 30 minutes per episode. But thanks for watching the podcast, and we'll see you in season 2.